Hi everybody, I am back. I know it's been a while. I just got done with finishing the school year and life has been so incredibly busy behind the scenes just on a personal level. So I haven't gotten a chance to really even keep up with, basics like Instagram and everything because we've been traveling, all that stuff. But I have a very exciting news. I do have a class coming in a few weeks, and I also have a new release with Art Foamies. And you guys know how much I love Art Foamies. If you don't know about them, they are a foam stamp company. It's a mom and pop kind of organization. Super awesome, incredible stamps. And I haven't done a release with them for quite some time. So I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to share everything with you. I have lots of samples. And this is a big release. It's bigger than any I've done with them. So I'm really excited about it. So I'll show you all the samples and all the stamps. And then you can go on their website and everything should be up and running. So the first thing we have are these pattern stamps. And we have two sets. We have large and small. Okay, and it's a set of 4 patterns. And these are patterns that I really like to use in my art and designing. I use lots of dots, lots of branches, this is another like rectangular dot. And then of course these little halos. So these are kind of my favorite thing. I mean, I love everything and all that stuff, but there are so many possibilities with these stamps. I'm just loving having these and how they all turned out. So that is the first parts. Let me get those put aside. And then we have lots of people because I love people. So we have 4 different girls here. And they're all kind of loosely based on some of my favorite things. And it's a really good mix. I have a tattooed girl, and I'm going to talk about her in a minute. I have another girl who I'm obsessed with this girl. I made her in a class years ago. I had to do a portrait of some sort. And it was right when I first started doing faces and I wasn't very good, but this girl came out great and I framed it. So I have a stencil that's kind of based off of this painting, and then this girl is based off of that painting. So anyway, I'm super excited about her. And then this is also based on a little painting I did with birds. And I did it kind of like a loose Marie Antoinette or one of those 1700s people who had the wigs and all the stuff in the wigs. So love her. And then I wanted to have a girl that has long hair too. So we've got quite a few different, we have like an updo, we got a 50s flip, we got a 1700s pompadour, and then we got long flowing hair. And again, we got the lines and all those things, which are great for writing. So super cool. These are all sold individually, or you can get the group of 4 as a set if you want to do that. And then I have this set too. I've been working a lot with trying to create more kind of magical or fairy tale looking kind of animals as people. And so I have this fox or wolf. I can't really decide. He's supposed to be kind of foxy, no pun intended, but he could be a wolf too, a nice wolf. And then I've got this beautiful deer person. So I love things like foxes and deers and all that stuff. So I'm going to put these aside and I'm going to show you all the samples and kind of show you what you can do with these. So here are the samples. So I wanted to show you first the pattern stamps are great as borders or as making collage papers. So here's what the small set looks like stamped. Okay, so they kind of come out linear, but you can do them back to back like I did here and make collage papers. So you can make collage papers with big images. So I use the bigger stamps for these, or you could do collage papers with smaller images if you were to do the stamps small. So they're gonna look the same either way. They're super, super cool. And hold on, I have my big book here. So I have the Dilutions 9x12 book here. And I use the borders in here. So you can see the borders work great on these pages. They're a nice fit for like an 8.5 by 11 or a 9 by 12. And here I wanted to include my inspiration for this tattooed girl. I've been really into tattoos pretty much all my life, even though I didn't really get too many until recently. But this girl, her name was Princess, oh God, I want to say Princess Caroline, but I'm not entirely sure. But she, at the time, at the turn of the century, like the late 1800s, she was the most tattooed girl. And I had this postcard, as did my sister and some of my friends. I had her up in my bedroom, like for my teens and my 20s. I just thought she was fascinating. So this stamp is really inspired by this lady here. And I changed the motifs to be more reflective of things that I like, but just super, super fun. So I knew I wanted to create her as a stamp. And then this page, this is from Collage Soup, one of the Collage Soup's Paper Dolls books. I also did a nice border here with all the stamps, so you can see how well they work together. And they run, you know, you put them up next to each other and they look great. So they do a continuous flow really well. So love playing with these, either as collage papers or as borders. It's just super fun. So I definitely want to share you those things. And then as far as smaller borders, I did a set here with smaller borders. So it works in the Jaya size journals, the Jaya journals, which I work in mostly. That's a class that I had put out years ago where you make your own journals. This size works great with the borders and the people. The people fit perfectly in here as well. So just as an example, I have a page here with the fox and the deer, and you can see how well they fit that 6x5 size. So something good to know. And then here are all my samples. They're a little mixed up because I've been doing photos of them today. But it's really fun to play with the hair and making it different colors. So I asked Kay to make them open, the hair open, as opposed to having solids, because that way you can add different colors to everything. So I like to add watercolors. And her shirt, like I love her shirt, you can pretend if you carry the skin tone to the sides, it could be off the shoulder, or you could color it in. It doesn't really matter. Super, super fun. But I think my ultimate favorite is this deer. I just love her so much. She's so, and the birds. I love the birds and the hair. It's just killing me. So just lots and lots of samples. So I've been playing with these every day, creating different color combinations for all of these. So lots and lots of stamps. There's only technically one person set with the deer and the fox, but again, you could do all 4 girls. I'm sure it'll be a little bit less than getting them individually. And then the 2 sets of the patterns. So real quick, I'll show you how I like to use my Art Foamies. Just a couple of tips. I like to throw the tips in when I'm doing videos. So when you have a stamp like this, okay, and this is true for all Art Foamies, These are really fine details, okay? So it's like thin designs. I like using ink, and I get a very good result when I use ink. If I need to darken things, I can just use micron pen. It's real easy. So I highly recommend, you know, for the small details like the ink stamp. And I even use the ink stamp for the borders too. But once you start getting into having surfaces that are broader like this, I think it's more ideal to use acrylic paint and either a foam dauber, like I'll use the Ranger mini blending tool, but Art Foamies has these wonderful stamp buddies, and there's foam on here, and you can apply, you could put paint on here, and then you can apply the paint to your Art Foamy, and you'll get a better impression than if you're trying to do ink on this surface, that if it's really flat and broad, it's gonna take paint better here. So, you know, again, like, let me get the other one. Ink is better on something. I mean, if you do paint on this, it comes out great too. I mean, paint comes out great across the board every time, but if you like to mix it up, I recommend ink on the smaller images. The broader faces, like here, this is broad, I would definitely do the acrylic paint with the stamp buddies or the foam. I just think it's going to come out a little bit less, more colored is what I'm saying. So, and I think I shared this one already, right? Yes. So super, super fun. So much stuff to play with and embellish on. There's lots of room for doodles, which is really important to me. I like adding words to my stamps, or I like doing glitter, which makes it fun. So lots to play with, lots of room for doodles and interpretation. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and I really hope you enjoy this release. It's my favorite so far. It's just been such a joy and a pleasure working with Art Foamies. So you can go over there and check them out.